What's up? Hey guys, you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. What's up guys? What's up? Hey everyone. So I gotta head out into the storm. There's a storm brewing. Yeah, here I thought we were gonna be sitting on here now. Man, as I was sitting here, I heard it like really going strong. And here's the deal. I really wanted to go out into the storm with you guys. I thought that would be fun. But I feel like it's dying down now the longer I sit here. So it might be sort of anticlimactic, but you know, maybe we'll have to see about that. We'll get my root beer out of the way. Where's my llama? There's my llama. We'll get my llama there. Okay. So I honestly just got on to give you guys a little bit of update, to tell you guys that today's gonna be like a crazy weird day. Yeah, you might see me pop on, pop off here and there. We'll talk about it as the day goes on. Certain things I can't say. But we'll talk about it as the day goes on. Last night was interesting, just to say the least. Oh, that is beautiful. That is what I needed. Oh my god. That is what I needed today. So my favorite coffee in the whole world is actually Leroy Jenkins. I like Death Wish too. Anybody wondering? I like Death Wish. I do. You may see some Death Wish stickers here and there. Zach Wilde himself has a Death Wish coffee called Valhalla Java. I think it's really good. It's not my favorite coffee in the world though. Leroy Jenkins is my favorite coffee in the world. Right now, today, we're drinking this. We got this guy today. So anybody wondering, that's what we're drinking today. We're drinking the 8 o'clock. Hey, no sleep. We got a storm brewing outside, so I might have to go out in that for a little bit, but I think it's clearing up as I sit here, unfortunately. See, it's not alerting you, is it? Maybe you have my alerts turned off. Do you have my notifications turned off? That might be what it is. You know, some of these guys, the game they run is essentially just to cause data corruption for you, too, like the viewer, so, like, it might turn off your notifications for me or something like that. But I'm not gonna say much else other than that. Okay. You always get alerted? Okay. I thought you said yesterday you didn't, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's implied that you didn't, and I misunderstood. I thought you were implying that you didn't. It seems to be the issue. Oh, what it always does is show you not streaming? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean the red circle? You mean the red circle around the icon? Do you mean that? Is that what you mean? Let's go with the sniper challenge. Shoot, we haven't worn the clean sniper challenge suit for a while. See, no jacket. So that way he can use his rifle. Yeah, it's 2 hours. Yep. YouTube has this thing now where they don't promote anybody that swears. So if you go 2 hours essentially with being a good boy, yeah, you go 2 hours being a good boy, they'll promote your stream. That's why. Yeah. That's fine. That's what YouTube wants to do, that, whatever. As long as it's not causing any problems for anything else. If that's what they're doing, then that's what they're doing. I can't. Whatever. I swear. It happens. Yeah. And honestly, if that helps them weed out the people that are reporting, oh, she's swearing. He's swearing. And somebody was playing it in public or something like that, you know, like, I don't know what it is, but it's not my problem. You know what I mean? Like, somebody could easily just as easily sit there and turn on South Park on their phone, you know, or something like that. I use that as an example, but I mean, Family Guy is just as bad. Sometimes. Lately it hasn't been, though, has it? I haven't seen it for a while. I heard that Seth MacFarlane isn't even writing episodes anymore. That's what I heard. You know what's funny? I almost got on Diablo 3 today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get some mastery done in Freelancer. I was very close to getting on Diablo 3. Man, I don't like any of these. Alright, you know what? This is fine. I'm fine with that. Oh, wow! Congratulations, that's awesome. Don't tell us. Don't. You're somebody that doesn't really show your face either, so I wouldn't start like announcing like things like that. See, that's something I should have done. But YouTube has so many problems whereas like at the beginning I didn't know if it was YouTube giving me problems with my bitrate or if it was the troll hackers that do it just because I wanted to not show my face or wear sunglasses or something like that. And because of that issue, because YouTube doesn't communicate and these troll hackers know this, they sort of use that to their advantage to essentially make people not know whether it's YouTube or them trying to communicate. And so the whole bitrate thing is just a stupid way of trying to communicate with people. So yeah, I tried to do the same. And probably would have gotten a lot more successful not showing my face. Because this is what triggers people. Not, you know, seeing a face. If nobody sees my face and nobody sees or you know, like has like some sort of essentially man, child, whatever, you know, what's the word? Cliche, I guess. You know, that they're applying to my personality. You know, they don't really know me. They just you know, they're just applying that to what they see essentially. And so that's the point, is if you can start that way, that was my argument with YouTube, is they didn't let me do that. And now the cat's out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like, it fits me well. I appreciate that. The problem though is it seems like YouTube sort of like become a place for like criminals to kind of hang out and prey on people. And that's the issue. So like you hang out on camera and stuff like that and start noticing that people are doing this and calling it out, they're gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna cause problems, obviously. But yeah. I'm probably gonna have to answer an email now for saying all that, but that's the point. It's getting to the point now where it's not just me noticing it. It's like everybody. So I can see what you look like. Well, don't be surprised if your bitrate starts randomly going around all over the place. And yeah, I mean, like the first day you do that, you have like a whole bunch of issues. Just a heads up. I mean, if you want to do that, we could just Discord call sometime. We don't have to do. You don't have to do it that way. Like if it's just that you want to communicate with me, then that's fine. We could do that for a stream sometime too, if you wanted to. But it's the sort of thing where like. Yeah. You know what's funny? If you come on here, like I've just noticed that like people go out of their way to hate you and like hate your channel and stuff like that if you come on here with quality. Like I think the misconception is that you're rich or something like that you have all, you know what I mean? Like it's not that you know things. It's not that you're just good with what you have or something like that. Essentially the the misconception is that. So then people flock. What people like these days is they like crap cameras. They like crap mics. They like case in point, we did the experiment where I would randomly turn on my crap mic for a while. And do you know how many people just flocked in? We got rid of the camera, nobody could see me, and we would turn on like this crap mic here because it's not very good at all. And people would just flock in. It's really strange. So basically, it's a subconscious thing that people just sort of do. Where they just, but it's a people thing. People need to stop jumping to conclusions about a bunch of other people just because of what they see. You know, what you see is what you get. It's because there's been so many streamers that aimbot, that like they find out later they were like aimbotting or doing this or that. I didn't know this. I found this out recently, but apparently, like a while back, I played some Fortnite, and I got like 3 or maybe 5 #1 wins in a row, and I had never played Fortnite before, really, and I streamed it, and this was apparently a really big deal. And nobody really knew much about me yet, and I started trending and stuff like that. And then I took the streams down because I found out it's really rare to do that. And it kind of almost looks suspicious. And I started having a lot of problems just because I didn't want to be the guy that was like, yeah, look at me, I'm super good at Fortnite. Look at me. That's not... I don't want that. I don't want people to think that I'm like the best at like this or that. I don't care. That's not what I want. If other people want to put that on me and they come in my chat and they see that and they notice that and they want to put that there and they want to put that on me and they want to call me the best and call me the GOAT, fine. Support me. I love it. That's great. But I will sit here and say to the ends of the earth, there's probably somebody better than me that's not streaming, that you'll never hear from. And that's like the silent guy that sits there and plays by himself because he doesn't want, those are the people that are good. My older brother, like, you guys think I'm good at shooters? Well, it's because I spent my entire life growing up playing him. He'd sit there and play Counter-Strike literally non-stop, and I'd play him in Counter-Strike, and if I spawned and left literally half a second, I would die. So you guys want to know how I got so good at shooters? Yeah, it's literally, I grew up with this. You're talking to a guy who, like, I grew up with the first-person shooter. I literally played Castlevania. Well, I'm sorry, not Castlevania. Wolfenstein. I'm sorry. See, Castle Wolfenstein. Castle and Castlevania. Castle Wolfenstein. I played Wolfenstein 3D. The first when it was out, like we played the crap out of that game. Like, I came from, like, the beginning. And so don't talk to me about, oh, why is he so good? Or why, blah, 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 blah. That's why. I've been playing shooters so long. And I've been playing them since first-person shooters actually existed. That's why, like, I don't need anybody to say, oh, he's the GOAT or he's the best or something. I've been there. I've been there since the beginning. I remember it. It's not, you know, like, see, people just have this huge misconception. They come on, they look at me, and they think I'm, like, super young or something like that, or that I'm trying to, and it's like, well, no. It's like, you just have to understand that I do like all this stuff. So, like, it's just an appeal, you know, like, I want to appeal, like, I want, you know what I mean? Like, that's the point. Like, I want these folks to be able to look at the screen, you know, the camera or whatever, and be able to find something they can relate to. You know, these guys that just sit there and they're just sitting there. There's nothing going on. There's just, what are you relating to? The content? Well, wait until somebody ticks them off, and then they make different content, you know? Yeah, I was playing, I played Fortnite at the beginning, but didn't really stream it right away. I think it was, I don't remember what season it was when I streamed it. It wasn't like, it was when, it was after, it was like right after Ninja was like huge, was like the biggest period like ever. It was right after, what's that other guy? It was right after that other guy fell off. It was just right around there. That other, oh, I can't think of his name. I feel bad now because I can't think of his name, and that's the problem. That's exactly the issue. All you remember is Ninja, because that's who people talk about. He's got blue hair. Yeah, they wanted me to play Fortnite. You remember that when I dyed my hair blue and they wanted me to play Fortnite? Yeah, they were trying to get me. Yeah, they were trying to make it look like I was trying to copy Ninja. So I was like, nah, I just dyed my hair blue, man. It's literally all that was. Just dyed my hair blue. People want to, like, think it's the, like, they think all kinds of things. A lot of the Ford streamers died out, yeah. And that's my point, is, like, I didn't ever want to make any one game my thing. Even Asmon always gave that advice to people. That's what he always said. He always gave that advice to people. He said, don't be a one-game Andy. And that's so true.
Welcome to Whittleton Creek. I've been informed that the Syndicate is currently in operation here. Find the target and eliminate.
It is important, if you want to stream and you want to be a gamer, it is important to remember that you want to connect with a gaming audience, but then branch out. Like, obviously, a lot of people flock here because I'm good at shooters. That, like, we all know this. We all know a lot of people flock here because I'm good at shooters, but lately I've been drawing some of the more chill people. Some of the people watch the chill streams and stuff like that, and this is triggering the other people to do things, and I should shut up. I'm not going to say anything else, but that's what's doing it. There are pros and cons, yeah. For sure. Are you kidding me?
Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47. You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
Crap! He's gone! How the hell did he manage that? Calling in. Calling in. There's a man running around killing. Bald guy. I think he's in a disguise.
I'm in a disguise, apparently. Yeah, apparently his normal suit is a disguise. We should go out in this storm. It's really not that bad, though. It's really not. It was, like, blowing like crazy earlier. Thanks for being here so much, No Sleep. You're really supportive. Yeah, you're like one of the only consistent ones. Oh, there it is. Should we go get a safe? I mean, like, I could finish this in less than 2 minutes. Oh no, I'm over 2 minutes. But, or we could go get it. We could go get these couriers, and we could go get this safe. That's what I'm gonna do. Cause we need to. Like, we need the money. We'll just avoid these guys. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You seem to pretty much like pop off right when I was getting done last night too. I was pretty much done last night. I know there was still a few people lingering around, but I think it was pretty chill too. Like, I don't think we got too loud. I think it was just more or less everything that was going on. I think it was still pretty chill. Yeah.
Your house is so beautiful. I'm really impressed by all the wonderful
Yeah, that's...
things you have here.
Can you believe that?
My husband will let me have that
And like just all the other stuff you've seen too, with like the camera and everything. Cause like now it's kind of obvious when that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like it only happens around other things too, and then like, yeah, I mean like it's so obvious now. They do these things sporadically where they're trying to prove it's this or that, but then they forget. It's almost like they forget or something like that, and then it stops, or they actually lose the ability to do it. And so that's the point, is like early on a bunch of people that were streamers that basically don't know much about it kind of went around in their community and kind of talked some crap about me and said, well, it's just this and this, he doesn't really know that much. It's sort of kind of like obvious that I've proved him wrong at this point, that it really is people just messing with me on the platform, and they're sort of kind of contributing to it. That's the point. They're starting to recognize that the other people initially did that. That's what they did. Some people from their channels were, like from the big channels, were coming over and they were noticing it, and so they started causing problems instead of just letting their viewers watch other streamers. And it's just a redundant cycle. Yeah, you wonder if it goes smooth today? I think it will. I think it's kind of obvious. I think it's kind of obvious where, like, essentially you have certain times, where, like, it's late at night or something like that, and something goes wrong. That's kind of obvious. You know what I mean?
Oh, you scared me.
Please acknowledge. Come in.
Richard, you are such a fool! How could you vote at the class? All you had to do was remember the dad.
Hey. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Don't strangle people, you maniac.
I didn't intend to get into all that. That's what happens with Freelancer. I don't even know if it's raining anymore. I'll tell you one thing though. Like I said, we're probably gonna, I don't know if we're gonna go out and cover this or not. Show them how it's done. I actually used to do high energy streams, no sleep. Yeah, I used to actually do high energy streams, and then it was the combination of both the channels, both Cookie and Michael Does Life. That basically just the combination of the traffic between both of those channels. I'm just speaking truth, where essentially I wasn't able to do that anymore. It's too many people were coming in from their channels, and it was very obvious that I was having issues because they were noticing people were coming in. It was very obvious. Like, if I got a certain amount of people from any one of their channels coming into my chat, I would start having issues. Why does that matter? Yeah, you may as well just give me a raid, for that matter. You may as well just raid me already. So this is the issue, is that, you know, instead of giving me the support they're recognizing that their communities want for me, they're just causing a problem. And causing a problem for themselves. And it's just getting worse. And so, like, I used to make these really high energy streams, but I don't do it anymore. I feel like one of the last high energy ones I did was that one I did a long time ago when Cookie and I first did Back 4 Blood stream. I did it there, and I did, because people can't handle it. Yeah, they think you're throwing shade or this or that. They can't handle it. And I remember I was sitting there playing Back 4 Blood, and we were playing with Cookie, and I started talking about how this one guy was literally just, yeah, like, he was really good, but at the same time, like, he was doing things essentially to cause the rest of the team to fail. So, I was sort of kind of calling it out a little bit, and he just, like, flipped. He started flipping on me on, like, the stream and everything. He was like, yo, I'm effort, blah, 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 blah. I was like, jeez, man. I want to get to that safe. But yeah, it's not... It's not usually directly them. It's the people that watch their channel that get absolutely just batshit crazy. It's literally what it is. And I've called out a few of the viewers and stuff, and yeah, flat out, I was right about a few of them. But then they've come back to essentially harass and cause a problem for the channel. Like, for example, the dude that's literally just a teenager who lives in Canada, yet he went around and, like, sent a bunch of people, like, death threats and stuff like that, and now this guy's just back, and he's just in MDL's chat and stuff like that, and he's allowed to have a channel. And as soon as I said that, the bitrate's going. So he's watching right now. Yeah, the dude, it's literally that dude. He's literally just watching right now. So there you go, FBI. You want to know who's actually doing this? The dude that's watching, that the moment I say that, my bitrate starts going like this. Yeah. Why can't I mention somebody called Duncan? Yeah. Why can't I mention some dude named Duncan who very clearly went around and gave everybody death threats? Dude, as soon as I was talking about how like certain people, a certain Canadian who's a teenager went around and sent a bunch of people death threats and stuff, and he's just allowed to have a channel and he's allowed to just be in MDL's chat and stuff after this, and because he's back. And so that's the point, is he's doing shit like this. And as soon as I mentioned that, my bitrate went like this. Like it went, and it was the first time it did it. It was the first time it did it. There was 0 frames missing. The bitrate was constant. And it was the first time it did it. Yeah, so this dude sits here and just hate watches and reports to MDL. And makes the bitrate do this. So he's the guy, he's your #1 target right there.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah, there you go. There's your #1 target. Literally just a terrorist on the platform. That's what he is. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a certain way, but I mean, like, literally if I mention his name and then that happens, it's kind of obvious. Yeah, like, I wasn't even trying to be a certain way today. Oh, see, now it's clearing up. I didn't want it to clear up. I wanted it to be, like, dark and rainy and windy and... Man. Yeah, it was, like, doing that a lot earlier. So we gotta get this courier. We gotta get the safe. I should get a new disguise so I don't have any issues. This guy literally didn't move at all when I did that. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about with like the people that watch those channels. Or are you at No Sleep? Are you in PA? You want to shoot the... It's amazing. Wait, what? Is that a typo? You're next to Ithaca?
I don't know where the hell I am.
I lost him! I lost him! Can anyone see him?
And this guy's inside.
Dig in, Bravo team. Cover
Chemung County.
He's right there!
Can't say I do.
The alarm! Kilo Lima, bring the principal to safety! Move it! You are gonna regret this!
Like, I know, like,
Right there!
I know a lot of different counties, but that one doesn't ring a bell. Like, where's it at? If it's up near Erie, I have no idea.
Now I'm really pissed.
Lost visual on the perpetrator. You got him?
See, I always wanted to, that's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to get to Niagara Falls, because just never really got a chance. Oh, okay. No, no, no. I know if you say Syracuse, I know that. Yeah.
Anybody copy? No sign of any pup. Moving on.
I know where you're at. That's hours, though. For me, from where I am, that's hours.
Man, nothing in my position.
It's hours from me. Like, you might be an hour from, like... You said an hour from Syracuse?
Looks like the garden is all clear. Over.
North or south? East or west? Yeah, because with PA, it's such a big state. PA's may as well be a country all on itself. I'm serious. It's sort of like California. It's like the opposite, kind of. It's like it's polar opposite.
Hey, command. I got a light. Could be a drunk, could be a corpse. I'm gonna go in for a closer look.
Yeah, it'd take me 6 hours to get to Pittsburgh too. But I think you're further, just a bit further north. You're like in the middle of the state, right? I'm in central PA. Like south central PA. Like Lancaster County. That's where I'm at.
What is this, sir? Did you do this?
Yes.
Hey, ass.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, not 6. About 4.5, 5 hours to get to Pittsburgh. Yeah, see, you're further from Pittsburgh than I am, but I'm still pretty far from it, to be honest with you. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like to go, I used to go backpacking upstate a lot. I don't know if you know Lycoming County. You would, nah, you would, because you would end up taking, what was that, 83? You would come down, so if Lancaster is here, and you're here, up here, you would sort of come down and kind of go like this past me to get to Pittsburgh. There'd be no, because I'm so close to the bottom of the state. Yeah, you might come within an hour and a half of me or so. You'd go through Harrisburg, for sure. But that's as close as you'd get, I think. That's about an hour and a half. I just know PA too well. I know. I've been in and out of it, like, you know, I've gone to Ohio, I've gone to Maryland, I've gone to Jersey, I've been to New York, like, everywhere. So. Born and raised. Yeah, and my whole we're all from Philly, pretty much, from the Philly area. My family, like we from originally we started in Upper Darby, Philadelphia, and then we moved out of Upper Darby to get a house when I was very young, and we've been out here ever since. And my both sides, like my dad's side, I think is from like New York, like Long Island or something. Like they're all sailors and stuff. And on my mom's side, they're from Philly and stuff too, and New York and stuff too. But there's some foreign heritage there too with that side. And then my grandfather was, well, it was the Air Force before it was called the Air Force. It was a branch of the Army. He was in the Army, but it was the Air Force. So they had Army uniforms, but it was the Air Force. You only have one online dude, you know, from PA. Yeah. Rolling Valleys, yeah. Yeah, that's what we have. So where is this? It's in here.
And join us, giving away all these wonderful.
Somebody has a key. Yep. So we gotta crack this safe. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people want that are from this area. They want beaches and palm trees. I moved, I was in Florida for a few months, years ago. Yep, tried it for a few months. I went, yep, I want to get the hell out of here. I mean, see, like everyone acts like they want to get the hell out of PA, but I wanted to get the hell out of Florida as soon as I was down there, pretty much. Like, nothing against, the people. Really, it wasn't that, it was just... There's weirdness down there with certain stuff.
Hey, you need anything? I'm in. I'll see you. You know
I got El Matador! I'm so glad we did this. So, yeah, like Florida, there's some nice things about Florida, okay? Yeah, no state income tax. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that? Yeah, if you work in Florida, you don't file for state income tax. You do nothing for the state. Did you know that? Yeah, because I worked down there, and I forgot this, and I was like scrambling. I was like, the one year I was like, oh man, I was like, I can't find my information. I was like, why? And I spent hours on this. I was like, oh man, I can't find this. And then I was like, all right, I'm finally just gonna bite the bullet and call my accountant, and I talked to her, and she goes, you know, there's no state income tax in Florida. And I'm like, I did know that. I forgot. Because that's the point, is like, every state does this. And then Florida's just like, nope. There's also no state inspections. You can just drive whatever we drive on a frame down there if you want. Yeah, yet every year I'm forking out all this money to make sure my car is up to code, and you can get pulled over for this and that and the other thing. But yet in Florida, some jackass can drive down the road with no shirt on, no frame on his car. You see the engine sticking out, and he's just driving down there having a good time. Yeah, this shit could just blow up any second. No state inspections. I'm fine with it. Yeah, we live in a free country. I'm fine with it. Yeah, choose your battles. Yeah, no, like if it's a loud engine and if he's driving through a neighborhood, okay, now you got something there. Yeah, now you got something. If he's leaking oil all over the road, well, that's on him. Yeah, he leaks that oil. Like there's like all the side sorts of things you can do aside from, oh, it needs to be safe for other people. Well, there's other things you can do. I always thought that was a huge ploy to employ just an insane amount of people as mechanics that aren't mechanics. Yeah, you don't need to be a mechanic to be an official inspection station. You just have to have the. Yeah, they get techs to do it, and they're not mechanics. And the mechanic comes over and just like literally does the code for the computer and stuff like that. I swear that's what most of the places are doing. I swear. Now, there's a place I go that's very good. I'm not talking about the place I go. I'm talking about the places I've been where they've taken advantage of that system, and that's the problem, is the state inspection. They take advantage of that big time. This one time, I shit you not, this guy at this, I'll even tell you what the company is. I'll even tell you it's Mr. Tire. Never go to Mr. Tire. That place tried to charge me an arm and a leg, and they have all these people working there. They're like techs that think they know something or something like that. No lie. I was in there the one time, and I sat in there for 4.5 hours and was late to work because these jackasses didn't know how to they were relining a tubing for antifreeze. That should have taken like half hour or an hour tops. I was in there 4.5 hours. I think they had to change a tire too. Big deal. And then I kept turning around because I kept hearing them joking around and laughing and stuff. And I turned around and see them all in there just joking around and messing around. And then I went there a different time too. And they charged me. They tried to tell me my car wouldn't pass inspection. There was like, well, for the inspection, we need a wiper. This is my old car. This isn't the new one. We need a wiper blade for the back. I'm like, it's new. I just put one on there like a month or two ago. He's like, yeah, but they go bad quick. I'm like, yeah, if you're using it, like, who's using their back wiper like every day, like constant? He's like, well, they're saying it needs to replace. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna take my car somewhere else if you're failing it for inspection because of a wiper blade that I replaced a month ago. You're not trying this shit with me. Put him on the phone then. And, like, that was the point. Like, they wanted to... And then finally he's like, well, no, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need to actually... Yeah, because that's the point. They're just trying to get more money out of you. I was already spending, like, $800 on the inspection. And he was trying to get another wiper blade out of me. And then, sure enough, I shit you not, when I went to pick up the car, they charged me for it and put the wiper blade on anyway. And I stood there until he fucking took that shit off. I was like, I am not leaving. I said on the phone, I do not want you to do this. I said on the phone, if you're trying to tell me that this needs it for inspection, I'm going to go somewhere else where some guy's going to put a sticker on there. Are you kidding me? Wiper blade. Yeah, you know how many guys in this state just put a sticker on something? Yeah. And I've been doing this legitimately, trying to go to garages. Meanwhile, all these guys are hitting me up like, well, I'd put a sticker on it for you. Just put a sticker on it for you. Put a sticker on it for you. Put a sticker. And I'm trying to be legit about it. And this is what I get for being legit. And the state doesn't want to do anything about this. Meanwhile, Mr. Tire, across the street from Walmart's, screwing everyone over. And they just get to have that location. This guy, no lie, I left a bad review too. This guy actually confronted me in the business about my bad review. In front of other customers. And actually asked me to take it down. So I did. Yeah, so I did. And then that was what I got met with. Was just, and half those guys, the guys too behind the counter that were doing this, that would say things like that to try to get me down, take my down review. No lie. No lie. These guys were so ignorant. I would ask them a question like about like tire wear and stuff like that and track and stuff. They would hesitate so much. They would say incorrect things. And I was able to confirm this because the other place that I go to, those guys are very knowledgeable. And I started asking them about it and they were like, where did you hear that? Like, that's how it happened. I was like, well, this is why, right? And he's like, who told you that? And I was like, this other place I was going. And that's why, like, they were like confused because they hadn't seen me for a while. They were like, so that's where you've been going. Sort of kind of like, yeah, we've been getting calls from people that have been going there. And sort of like, they were kind of like letting me know, like we don't want to talk bad about a business in the area, but if they're giving you information like that, that's just wrong. You know, like, basically just confirming it's incorrect. They're just saying things that are just lies. They're just telling people things to sell you tires or wiper blades and shit like that, because you don't know. He was telling me things like, you should always rotate your tires back. Every car, like literally every car, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, you should always rotate your tires back. Oh, always.
Hey, you look like you might need something.
Like,
I only sell good merch.
like, I mean, granted, I guess that's a regular thing for front wheel drive vehicles. I understand that. But you realize how many people have like all-wheel drive vehicles now, and you're just saying this to people? It's just not accurate. You're just literally lying.
You know where I am.
You should always rotate your tires back. Yeah, yep. Look it up. It's just wrong. Yeah, it's just wrong. Like, that is a rule of thumb for front-wheel drive vehicles. Yeah, small front-wheel drive. And, I'm not gonna get into it. Cause, like, I'm not a mechanic. Yeah, like, I'm not a mechanic. That's the point. I'll rely on them, and they're just shit. They'll give you bad information. So this is why I started becoming more knowledgeable about cars and started, like, researching things. Because the planet is full of ignorant people that want to sell you something based on lies. YouTube is full of this. They're full of content creators that literally just lie to you because they want you to watch their content. Case in point, oh, world-class content, world-class. If it was world-class, you'd have 1 million subscribers, dude. Rolls eyes as hard as I possibly can. Like, the entire thing's just a complete blatant lie, and he knows it. It's his inflated ego. You got the car fluid. Yeah, these guys are really weird.
Have a flight. 3-4 about Charles Lake III.
They were just downright nasty. Cause like I could tell that like at various times too, like that, like I said, I'm sitting in there and they're just not working on my car and it's just sitting there on a jack, messing with its alignment. Like I'm not shitting you. I was sitting there and they had my car jacked up on a jack. I have one tire jacked up for like 2 hours.
Talk to your mom later. I just wanted to say hi. Yeah.
That was a previous car. That was a previous car. Wasn't the one I have now. Wasn't the one I have now. Right, now I have an SUV. I mean, that was too, but it was an Xterra. BMW? No. I wish. 5 Series? Yes. That'd be amazing. I would never take my BMW to Mr. Tire. I'd take it to the dealer. I would actually, the place I go now, I would take it there. I trust them. They are so good. The place I go now, these guys are, it's actually kind of amazing how good they are. They're just good people. A 530? I want a 5 Series so bad, man.
Good work back there. The syndicate took
Just
seriously.
light blue.
Work to get done.
It's nice light blue.
And prepare for your next
Not like sky blue, just like a lighter sort of blue, not royal blue, just like lighter. You know, that nice blue. The old one from 2007, 2008. Yeah, exactly. The one that that Richard Hammond drove on Top Gear, like that exact freaking one. I want that one. Oh my god. Yeah, I want to drive cars. I want to own them. I want to make content for them. Like, if there's one thing that I wish I could do, and I know I could, like, I'm the sort of person that can make the correct split-second decision at the last second. I can. And I'm a good driver too. I should have been a track driver. I should have. And I could make content on that. I just, at this point in my life, starting that, you know what I mean? Like, where would you... You want to try a Passat CC? You know, I have nothing bad to say. You know what I mean? Like, they're good cars, right? Yeah, why not? Why not? I want to try so many different things. Like, that's like the one thing, like, if I could do that, I would love making I would love just sitting there talking about the cars, you know, like, I used to watch Top Gear nonstop. And it's just so much fun to sit there and read through Consumer Reports and just compare the cars. Like, I don't even sit there, like, obviously I can't just buy cars left and right. I just like doing it. I think it's fun. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, no firearms. Maybe I'll do it. Let's try it. Yes. Alright, we're gonna take the gun with us just in case, but we definitely want the no firearms. That's true. You can modify cars here as long as it passes inspection. If you want to modify cars here, you really can't. There's only so much you can do as far as engine size is concerned. That's where you start running into issues. They only allow us over a specific size. Which is why I think the GTR was created, right? It was sort of the street legal version of the Skyline, and then it just took over. Everybody loved it so much. The GTR is probably still my favorite car, like, ever. If I could drive a GTR, I would, like, that's definitely a bucket list item, driving a GTR. Yeah, that would be amazing. Lots of restrictions, I understand. Yeah, you can't do a lot here too. Like the whole Fast and Furious thing. A lot of stuff in that movie, like a lot of that stuff, that's pretty illegal. Like that's the point. Is like, yeah, that's kind of the idea. Is that like if you did do all that stuff, sure, you would have the fastest car. Absolutely, that's the point. It can take the turns faster. It takes off faster. I mean, flat out, you are modding that car to be the fastest thing on the road. That's why, because they want to be able to catch you. You know, you can't be destroying stuff and then taking off. I agree. I like seeing, you know, different things too, and especially like, especially if you can do it different. And then at the same time, it just performs really well. Like, it's a good car. That's what's really cool. Like, Bugatti, in my opinion, Bugatti came through and, like, just showed everybody how you could make a supercar in today's market, but make it appealing to somebody that you know what I mean? Like, it's comfortable to sit in. It's easy to get in and out. It's not like the rest. You know, like for example, comparatively to, like, a McLaren or a Koenigsegg, try getting in one of those and tell me it's easy. Or even a Lotus, for that matter. A Lotus, pff, especially if you're a tall guy. And Jeremy Clarkson ran into that a lot. You can't get in and out of those things. He didn't even fit in a Lotus, remember? Same thing. A friend of mine had a Lotus, and I barely fit in that thing. Yeah, I really did not. My head was sort of kind of like this. I really did not fit in that thing. For sure. I could detail. I could detail cars. I know enough about that it wouldn't be too hard to do that. It just takes care, you know. Chemicals, having a knowledge of, you know, essentially just,
I'll be in touch.
you have to care enough about that car to know that what you're about to spray and try on it's not going to damage the paint or the upholstery or whatever you're doing. And that's it. You just have to be willing to take care. It's sort of like somebody just dyeing your hair.
Welcome to Hokkaido.
And that's why your hair gets ruined a lot. Because a lot of them don't care. They're just sort of doing a job. Yeah, they'll use either too much dye or too much of this or not enough of this or not the right temperature of water for your consistency of hair. Like, just all kinds of things they don't consider. And all just because they didn't really care. They didn't really care to think about it too long. It's the same thing. I agree. You know, like, you really could be good at the job. And that's something I could be really good at, because I would care about people's cars.
Please don't breathe
I would.
in my face.
I'm sort of OCD about that stuff, too. If I clean something, it's gotta... Man, it has to be, like, spotless.
You there? You need anything? I might just have what you need.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
Yep.
Someone help me deal with this arsehole. Hey, something bad's going on.
Well, I didn't get my silent assassin, so.
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the Syndicate. You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
JHQ, I have nothing to report from my current location. EPA had extracted 7 mice. Control, out.
Back to work, but keep those eyes open.
It just depends on the area. It's pretty bad though, depending on where. It's bad everywhere.
Send someone down?
Hey, you!
It's bad everywhere. Yeah, if you think, like, the misconception, I feel like the misconception from people in other countries these days is that Americans have a lot of money and it's really easy. Like, that's the divide between the middle class. There is an upper middle class now that they're taking advantage of all those tax breaks and stuff from the previous administration that they gave to rich people. Like, you make over a certain six-figure salary, you actually get more money. That's like so backwards from how it should work. And so essentially capitalism's taking over, and you're having such a divide in the middle class that a lot of people are making like 20 and 30 grand a year. Meanwhile, the upper middle class is making 150 grand a year. See the problem there? There's zero comparison to that. Zero. So essentially, they're still part of the middle class. Somebody making 150,000 a year is still part of that middle class as somebody that's making 30 grand a year. That's just bad. And the whole point is that they're jacking up those prices because those other people can't afford it. So meanwhile, the other people just sort of end up with a really crap situation. They gotta find people to live with. They gotta get 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So suddenly they're making closer to 100 grand a year, but they're working 2 or 3 jobs to do it. And they have like all these other people living with them and stuff like that. It's bad. Food is too expensive. Walmart and all the other grocery stores around them about 5 years ago jacked all their prices up. Actually, it might have even been that long ago. They jacked all their prices up 30%.
If you feel
Everything.
urged to do
Across the board.
interior decorating,
Like 30% across the board. It's insane to have 100K per year. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, you don't, that's the American dream. If you have over 100K per year, you sit comfortably, you don't have to worry about much, you can always fix your car. Basically, you don't have any headaches. And this is the issue, is that people have way too much, like they feel invincible. They feel like, oh, I can do this, I can do, they sort of just get home and just go out, and they go out to the bar and they just have fun. And this is the issue, is that like people in other countries see this as the example of what Americans are, and they just think everybody falls under this umbrella, and so therefore they want to attack, they want to steal money, and like I get it, but you're not Robin Hood. Those people, they went through the motions. The reason why they're making that money is because they went to college right after high school. They immediately got into a job, and that job, for some reason, pays that much. It's literally the fact that these gigantic companies are paying money to these people. Benefits, money. It's just that. So the enemy isn't the American, it's that gigantic company that proceeds to essentially have their CEOs at like this ridiculous salary. Meanwhile, everybody else is making. So the point is, inflation has gotten way past what we need. Like, everybody should be making at least 50 to 60 grand a year to sit comfortably. And there's not. They're making half that. If that. And then meanwhile, the person sitting comfortably that most people would consider rich They're really not rich. They just can't afford credit. You see how that works? Because they make more money, they can afford credit. So therefore, they inflate their income. Suddenly, it looks like they're worth a lot more simply because a credit card company. Yeah, I get that you understand. I'm just sort of kind of explaining it for everybody. Like that's like we've had a lot of issues where like it's just sort of like this misconception that people think that like just because you might have nice stuff or something, you're rich or something. No, man. I bought this at Target years ago on discount for $40, $50. That TV, that was like that was like something we talked about years ago, saved up money, put the money together, and was like, we got it. We finally got it. And it was cheap. It was just like the last one they had. It was the sort of thing where it's just like, I know what I'm looking for. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that is such a good find. It's such a good, and I grabbed it. I nabbed it. My PC, I have rebuilt this thing 3 times. I sit here and slowly buy parts over the years. And then just put new parts in. Like, the misconception is that essentially they're sitting from their position and they think, you know, oh, I look young or I have all these things, and just assume that it was given to me. No. I worked hard for many, many years and got nowhere. That's the point. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of working dead-end jobs when I am far more creative and have a bigger brain than literally 70% of the people in that place, know how things should be done, and yet people go to work, stand there and text on their phone, and I'm calling them out on this shit and stuff like that, and nobody cares. The managers don't care. They want to go to work and be lazy too. I want to go to work and work. I want to see people be productive. I want to get paid for what I'm actually getting paid for, and I don't want to see other people not doing their job, getting paid more money to do a job that they're not doing. Meanwhile, I'm working my ass off, breaking my back, you know, things like that. I've gotten like injuries at jobs and stuff. And so it's like all these people that just go to work and go, ow! Oh, I cut my finger. Now I'm going to walk around for 20 minutes to a half an hour and look for a first aid kit for a Band-Aid because I can't do an ounce of work now that I cut my finger. That's literally Americans. See, no sleep came into LOL because he knows it's true. You know what I would do, no sleep? I'd put a glove on and get back to work. Yeah, I'm bleeding inside my glove. Who gives a shit?
Well done, 47. We now know the current whereabouts of the syndicate leader.
They are cringy. Thank you.
I've provided you with new intel.
No, you're right. Damn, that life is not right here. If you think a police officer or anything, you still get 10 to 20K. Yeah, you're right. They don't get paid much either. You're right. Some of them do. You're right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. That's the point, is like people don't get how coveted they have it in this country. And they don't get that they do have freedoms. And that they're like a lot of what people do these days in this century, they don't get that they're sort of putting it all on the line with sort of how they're acting, you know what I mean? Like they're sort of proving that at this point it might be a little bit of a national security means to have people saying whatever they want. Yeah, like, unfortunately, in this day and age, it is a matter of national security sometimes to have people just saying whatever they want to say. Unfortunately. It's not a freedom of speech issue if it's the sort of thing where if you tell a bunch of people in another country where their country hides the information from them, and has always done that, and you tell them something and they find out about things, suddenly there's a rise up, a revolution that happened because you said some stuff. Well, that's not good. And you like that. And so it's like, that's the point. Yeah. It's true. Now you're saying here, did you want to tell us where you're from, or... Like, you don't have to. Yeah, and I love this country. You're from Romania. I love this country. Yeah, I would fight for it. I would. Yeah, no question. Yeah, like if they sounded the sirens, I'd be out the door. Yeah, no question. They wouldn't even need to ask. Yeah. That's the kind of person I am. Because that's the point, is like you have to defend it. I do love this country. But I also recognize when there's a lot of people in this country willing to do it harm. Oh, of course I know about Romania. Yeah, I know Romania. I mean, I haven't been there, but yeah, for sure. Many Top Gear episodes were in Romania, correct? Didn't they go to Romania quite a few times? I remember the one episode where they went to Romania. Didn't they go to Romania and intentionally drive really rich cars? And then they were like trying to act like it was like this big deal and they shouldn't really do that. And then they showed up to the really rich section. And they were like looking around there, and they were like, "Huh, we feel kind of puny now with our our Lamborghinis and our Ferraris because they show up and there's like even more expensive cars. There's like $1.5 million cars they're like parking next to and stuff. Like that's the point. Is like there are sections that are like that, but there's also pretty large sections. Like I shouldn't say large, but there's also rich sections too, you know. And it's like the misconception that you know, all of India or all of this country or this country is a certain way. And it's like, well, I guess it is, but then you go to Dubai and suddenly everybody around you is rich and everything looks really nice. And so like that's the point, is like that's where all the money goes, you know. So so that's why like with the United States, that's why like having states govern things, that's the point. It takes that concept of letting, you know, like Europe sort of having their individual countries and stuff like that instead of one big thing works better because people in different areas want different things. That's why it works. They feel like they're more involved and they feel like they can have more civil liberties and stuff like that, and it makes sense because, you know, I mean, like what's right for people that grow up in the mountains and stuff like that isn't necessarily right for somebody that grew up in the city. Does that make sense? And then vice versa. Yep. One of the things that they're starting to find out is that I probably shouldn't say too much, but I'm not saying anything that you can't find on the internet. Right. Right. So that's an issue. And then also I'm seeing that, like, you know, like scam baiters and stuff, like, we're not mentioning any names or anything. There's a lot of them now. There's a reason for that. Because everybody around can sense that everybody's being watched and fucked with. And so, yeah, they want to know who's doing it. They want to look into it. They want to protect themselves, and I get it. And so what we're starting to find out is that some of these scam baiters are actually finding that these people are working at a legitimate, like, government buildings and stuff. And, like, there'll be, like, an entire, like, state office or something that's actually just scamming people. That's what's really bad. And when you're starting to see, like, they're starting to find out that, like, on some of these so around the United States, some of these states are actually, they have official buildings. They're just running scams. And the reason they have your info is because they're an official government building. So they have your info because maybe you filled out some form for the state government or something. They have access to your information just because they work for the state government. Well, that's very illegal. Yeah, like, oh my god, that's so illegal. Like, there's so many laws you're breaking there. And so when they're starting to discover this, and it's not just like one place, it's many, and it's like kind of spread out. There's like a few they're finding and stuff like that, and they're going to other states to do it and stuff. Oh. Well, see, but that's propaganda. A lot of you guys, the issue with our presidents is just propaganda. A lot of people in this country don't even get it, too. Like, what he actually does versus what you see of him on camera is totally different. So, like, essentially you had Trump, where, like, his entire administration, all they did in office was spend their time in office just undoing stuff Obama did to help the country. Just to further peddle to the fact that people don't know anything. So since they're incredibly racist and just hated Obama, they just want to undo the things he did, even though it was helping them. So Trump spent his entire presidency just sort of undoing Obama-era administration. Like things like he actually signed executive orders his first day in office abolishing the Environmental Protection Agency. Trump did that. Yes, Donald Trump abolished the Environmental Protection Agency. Look it up. Why? First day. Why? Pipeline? Pipeline? Maybe. That's causing problems now? Maybe. Yeah. And then so, like, the idea that Biden, somebody that like has a good heart and stuff like that, yeah, all right, I get that they can use the propaganda, but it's no different than when some asshole comes on my channel and takes a little clip from something I said completely out of context. You know what I mean? Like when YouTube, for example, that short that I did yesterday, where I'm singing One Step Closer, they could have picked any thumbnail from that short. Now, granted, it was really funny, but they could have picked any thumbnail from that short that YouTube wanted to. And conveniently, I can't change it. You guys know you can't change the thumbnail in a short. Yet they picked the thumbnail where I'm going like this. And it looks like I'm taking a shit or something. For a partial cover of One Step Closer by Linkin Park. And I guarantee you, YouTube did this as a retaliatory mark because they're very confused why I re-recorded that. I had a really good one that I uploaded and I privated it and re-recorded it. The reason I did that is because because YouTube started playing a certain scam baiter on the TV behind me as I was recording it. So yeah, I didn't want his face all in the background of my short. Duh. So I privated it and re-recorded it, and it was sort of a little bit. It wasn't as good as the original. The original was better, and I'll admit that. But the point is, that's what they're doing. So because they didn't understand why I did something, they're just fucking with me. Do you see what the problem is? So the point is, if a bunch of people don't like Biden because they think he's weak or something like that, he panders to liberals. By the way, people don't understand what that word means. Yeah, all these people using the amount of people that use the word liberal incorrectly, like it is just I am just flabbergasted. These people that use it as an insult and calling people liberals, they're the ones exercising the liberal right to do such. They don't get that they're actually the ones being liberal. They're using that liberty. Yeah, like that's literally what that is. They don't get that they're the ones that want the liberals. They want those things. Like everybody in Texas would actually benefit from voting from the Democrat for a change. Like, this is what people don't understand. They don't understand their own politics. And everybody in other countries is using this to their advantage. Everybody on the entire world is trolling the United States of America because of how stupid people are about their own American politics. So the point is, yeah, like so you get it, I think. I think you can see things for what they are. People in this country, really, they are just fucking stupid. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. Don't take that as an insult. You have to recognize when you're just fucking stupid. You have been taught wrong. Everybody in this country should learn politics. Oh, I don't want my kid coming home and telling me not to vote for Trump. Why? Why? Are you a fucking terrorist? Why don't you want your kid telling you not to vote for Trump? That's normal. Yeah, somebody telling you not to vote for Trump is normal. Saying that you don't want that means you don't want another candidate. It means that you are against democracy. It means you are a terrorist. You don't like your own system of governing, and you want one guy to lie to you and control everything. I got news for you. It's called Russia. Go ahead. See ya. Like, I don't get how hard that is to understand. Yeah, I get that in 2024, like, if you didn't experience the 90s and the early 2000s growing up, it is sort of hard to see. Yeah. But Bill Clinton balanced the budget. Yeah, Bill Clinton, the guy that everybody, the Clintons are the reason why, blah, blah, blah. No, it's opposite. It's the Republican Party. That's what they want you to think. The Clintons, Bill Clinton balanced the budget. We had a surplus. Yeah. That big deficit that you guys hate, the negative whatever $30 trillion or whatever. By the way, that money doesn't exist. It's not real. Nobody has $30 trillion. Secondly, we had a surplus. We didn't even have a deficit. We had more. That was green when Bill Clinton was in office. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Obama. And so many people are like, oh, Bush. Do you know what Bush did? During his time in office, he went and destroyed Iraq. for just no apparent reason, costing us $5.5 trillion. We had a surplus of $3 trillion before he did that, and then suddenly we had negative $2.5 trillion, and it just kept. Yeah, look it up. That's when it happened. It literally happened when Bush was in office, and everybody attributes Cheney to it. It's because Cheney was the Lord of War. Go watch the Nicolas Cage movie, Lord of War. Nicolas Cage's character is just Dick Cheney. Go watch the movie. That's all it is. Go watch it, and that's Nicolas Cage is Dick Cheney. Yep, they started a war so they could make money off of the guns that they were going to sell after the fact to all the people in the Middle East. Yeah, and that's why they have guns now. Yeah, so Obama and all these Democrats after that, that's why they meddled in that's why, because they didn't want to give them any more guns. So you want to know why all that stuff happened and the U.S. was meddling? Because the Bush administration very irresponsibly weaponized some people and destroyed a country and just left the weapons there. Here you go. So you want to claim that the Republicans are who you want to vote for? Puh! You think Trump knows anything about that? You're talking about a guy that literally skips entire intelligence briefings